Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithMe.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. Today I want to create some mixed media tags. I've already cut my shapes. I'll give you those measurements in just a minute. And the thing I like about art journaling is there is no preciseness to it. You do what you want to do. You tear things, you put things everywhere, and it just magically all collages and comes together. So that's what I like about art journaling. So I want to do some mixed media art on these tags. Now, I have an array of things, and I'm going to try my best to stick with what I have on my desk and not pull anything else except maybe a stamp block. I have inks, I have liquid pearls, I have stencils, stamps, my Prima water brush. I have a dryer for when I use my modeling paste. I'm going to try to speed up that process so the video is not so long. I have some printables, some book page, and a printed bag, doily. This, a lot of people use cheesecloth. This is just regular old medical gauze. Medical gauze. And I have some scrap paper beside me just to kind of fill in some empty spots, and then a couple of die cuts, if I can get them picked up without moving everything here. Just a few die cuts maybe. I might use those, but we shall see. I've just put everything that I think I may want to add to these tags on my desk, and we'll see what I use. But anyway, these printables here are from Bethany's Spring Fling digital kit collection in the shop, and I will direct link those in the description below. These tags are 4 inches by 6.5 inches, and then I just hand cut the corners there. If you have a tag template that you go by all means use it, but these tags are larger, so they can be put in junk journals, they can be put in scrapbook pages, whatever, but they are 4 inches wide by 6.5 inches tall. So that's our bases that we are starting with. And if you want to use watercolor paper, you can of course do that. This is just regular cardstock. It's some that I had in my scrap pile that's got that speckle in it that I used in a video, either last video or video before last. I have my pad back behind all of this that I like to use when I am art journaling or doing mixed media. That way it kind of keeps everything in check, and I can wipe it up easily. That is one thing that I have forgotten, is a paper towel, and I will get Bethany maybe to come and bring me one. It would help that I have my phone in here. I don't, so I'll be right back. Alright, so I got my paper towel to kind of clean this up as I'm working through. I'm going to start by adding some modeling paste, just a little bit onto my tags, just to give me some texture and interest in the corners. And you know, who knows, a lot of this might be covered up later, but I just want to add a little bit to each tag to get my base started. So I'm just gonna spread it around. It doesn't have to be evenly. You can make designs while you're spreading it around, or perfect little rose, whatever you would like. That is your preference. That one was more lines and rows, and I might make this one a little circular. Now I will be adding more of this later, so I'm not going to put that away. And then I think I want to get some of my liquid pearls. This one is gold pearl, and I'm going to just put a little drop on my mat and get my Prima water brush and just get it mushy. Wipe that around and see how it makes you a pretty little gold paint color. And I'm just going to go around the edges of this a little bit. See what happens. That's another thing. You start in mixed media and you find all these little things that this stuff does, and the different ways you can use product. I am all for getting a product and using it for, you know, what I've seen it used for, or what its intended purpose was. But I'm also for getting the most bang out of my buck. So if I can find another way to use something, I am going to. And it's just part of the journey of figuring out what that did or what it didn't do, or, you know, how you used it, and then how you go, no, I'll never use it like that again. So that was the rose gold. Since this gold is a little too yellow for me, go in a little bit with the rose gold and see what that does. So see, you know, I've always been told that with liquid pearls, you blot it on or dot it on your project, and that's it. That's what you do with liquid pearls. But I was thinking, when I was trying to figure out some ideas for more YouTube videos, I was thinking, I mean, that stuff is paint. It's pasty paint. So why couldn't we use it? And this one is clogged, so I'm going to try to unclog it, see if that works. It's always great to have straight pins around your place. This one is avocado. And if you'll notice, I am not cleaning my water brush in between. You, of course, can do that, but art journaling is not precise. Like I said, and you can use it however you would like. I like how that is looking. And some people might not like how your regular paper bows up. I'm good with it. Whenever this is dry and completely done, then I'll put it in a heavy book and get it all flat. I am going to, now that I'm done with the water pen for now, I'm going to wash it off in a cup of water I have up here and put my lid back on until I want to revisit that. I'm going to add on some papers now. And I'm just going to rip this and do some. I am just reaching for a blender pad. Like I said, I want to try to use just what I've got on my desk. Just reached for that. I already had this on my desk. This is the Distress Oxide Peeled Paint from Tim Holtz and Ranger. Just going to put that around. All of it, of course, is not going to fit on the tag, but I'm going to go ahead and ink all the edges anyways and kind of dirty up a little bit of it before I put it on there. So let's see. While your modeling paste or gesso or whatever you use is still wet, go ahead and add it on, and then add some of your liquid glue also, just to get it down like you want it. And then I am going to add a little bit of book page, and this is some cardstock that I had in my scrap pile, so it is a little thicker than regular book page. I want to add that there, and I will show you later what I intend to do with that. I want it to show, so I'm not going to adhere down everything that goes on top of that, because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do around that area in a minute. Okay, with this one, I'm going to cut it way down, or tear it way down. And just get a little section. Oh, that is so pretty, 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 pretty. Alright, let's add some liquid glue. I'm using the Barely Arts like we have in the shop. Okay, and I should have inked it before I put on the glue, but if you've been to this channel much and watched me much, you know that I'm all about making boo-boos. If I didn't make boo-boos, it wouldn't be the Melina Palette channel, that's for sure. Okay, I like where this is going. Let's see, where's that other piece of book page? There we go. And I'm gonna make a little and distress with my peeled paint. All right, now let's get the modeling paste back out. Cover up a little of that defined line of that image. I like how that's doing there, so I'm going to leave that. Okay, put our modeling paste back, and let's see, I think I want to add a few splatters because we've got a really green palette here. So let's add some This is the Distress Spray Stain in Hickory Smoke. Okay. So it's got a little bit of a purple undertone. Okay. And maybe just a little bit of opaque white. Now this is Mr. Huey's, and I've had it for ever and years and a day. And so I don't even know if they still make it. I'm just using up what I already have and not buying new on the sprays until I get some used up. Now that dropped right on my bird's eye, so I will fill that in some with some black ink or a black pen in just a little bit. The splattering has probably got to be my favorite part of doing mixed media. I love doing splatters. Okay, now before we start cutting around and getting that defined tag shape back, we need to let this dry some. I'm going to add some glue here to get that down how I need it. Yep. Alright, so we're going to let this dry, and I will bring you right back. So this has dried mostly. Still a little damp in areas, but it's enough that I can handle it without getting even more ink all over me. So I'm going to trim off my excess here. I like how this is looking. Alright, trim this one. Okay. And then I want to try to add a little of this and some doily. And let's see. I think I want to add, because these have the pinks in here. Here is some rose gold liquid pearls. I'm just going to add on straight on and get my spatula and kind of dab until I like what I see. That's pretty. Could even make it like a wax seal look. That's pretty. I've watched mixed media videos on YouTube for years and years now, and there are some that I know that they're gonna have something that turns out beautiful, but at the time when they're doing something, I'm like, okay, that's good, stop. Oh, that was good, stop. And then they went on and done something else, and I thought, oh, I don't know how this is going to turn out. But, you know, at the end, it was gorgeous, and I didn't know what I was talking about. So, there's that. Alright, then I'm going to just get off the excess all over the tag. Alright, so I'm going to make these little spots here a focal point, so I'm going to try my best not to cover those up too much more. Add a little bit more because this one was missing some underneath here. Alright, and with the galls, I'm just going to cut off a little bit and place it where I think I'm going to want it. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I like it right there. And guys, these can be added to, like I said, junk journals and scrap pages and things, but I mean, you can add them to cards. I mean, really anything. So even if you're not a junk journaler, it does not matter. You can add this to anything. And I just like, you know, some types of paper crafting is so precise and have to go by accurate measurements and things, and sometimes I just like to let it go and go a little crazy with it. So I think I need some of this bag. Yep. Alright, so before I put that little cluster down, I'm going to put that here, put this one here. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this little piece down here. It's a basic gray stamp, but it was years and years and years ago, and I just found it in my stamp stash earlier and thought it would be a great addition to these tags. Maybe here and right there under the bird. And I'm going to use this frayed burlap oxide ink. Let's see how it turns out. I might have to get a black or gray to get some definition that I'm wanting, but we are going to look and see what, oh no, that's good. I like that. It's a Fisker's Travel Voyages stamp is what it says. My Tim Holtz stencil, this one is called Splatters. It is a very popular stencil. We have tried to keep it in stock at scrapbookingwithme.com, and it runs out every time, and our wholesaler cannot keep it in stock. It is so popular, and I was just very fortunate to actually have it in my stash when I was going through and looking a few minutes ago. Let's see if that's, nope, that's not quite dry enough. Let's try for this one here, and I can pull that up. Let's see, I'm going to go with my walnut stain Tim Holtz Distress Inks to put this little splatter on here. Go ahead and do those there too. Pretty. Yep. And then I'm going to cover that up just a little bit with that, since it is so stark. And then I'm going to add this here. A stark contrast, I was meaning to finish and say, with all of the other color that I have. And then I will cover that offset by doing this along that modeling paste that I did at the very beginning. Look at that. You can see all that texture. of that modeling paste. I like that. Okay, and then over here, I said I wanted to do this one. And I'm going to do it and just hold up like I did over there on that side. Yep, this is going to be covered up over here, but I'm going to add just a little bit here, so if any of it can kind of peek out, it will. Bring it up some so y'all can see what I'm doing. I wasn't totally out of frame, but I was a little bit. Okay, I like that. Okay, and again, that was the regular, not the oxide, Distress Ink Walnut Stain by Tim Holtz. Let's see. I think I might add some of this. This is Liquid Pearls White Opal. Instead of getting my modeling paste back out, I'll just add some of that and spread it. Ooh, I like that finish on that. Ooh, it has a very like iridescent. I like that. Very pretty. Okay, and now where this book page is, I'm going to find something, maybe these tweezers, and I'm going to lift and tear back the paper that is on that to reveal it just a little bit more and get some more texture going. And I'll barely be able to do it on this side because I've added so much, but I want to pull that back just a little bit to show some more of that. And then I'm going to roll back the edges. Okay, and then I'm going to, while I've got my Sharpie out, draw a few distinct lines, just squiggles there and there, and maybe here. Okay. Yep, I like that. And add all of this, our little clusters. Yep, that's all going to get covered up, isn't it? Oh well. Yep. Okay, and then I had some die cuts over here somewhere. There we go. Alright, I've got a bird on this one, so I think adding a leaf here and adding the butterfly over here on this one. Yeah, I like that. And then maybe if I can find a little bit of something to add to that leaf, and I'm going to use my walnut stain to ink these. Ooh, I like that. Maybe do it so it's not so uniform here. And just tear off a little bit of the edges. But so you can still see the flower images. Oh yeah, that's pretty. And if anybody has watched my mixed media, you know that I love butterflies. Mother loves butterflies too. We're butterfly girls. Like that. And then I'm going to, I've been using this washi so much. Y'all might be tired of seeing it. Oh well, I'm sorry. I love this butterfly washi. And I can't even recall what collection or whatever that came out of, but I really like it. Yep, add that right there. Pretty. Okay, and then I'm going to unwad this just a little bit to give that a little bit bigger of a foundation to sit on. I'm going to go ahead and get this put down. Let's make sure that's the right spot. Yes. Okay, and then add some liquid adhesive to my doily. And then that will in turn get adhesive on my gauze and washi tape. And then just add some bits down through there. It doesn't have to be down perfectly because you want that texture of the layers you've got coming through. And then a little dot on the back of that butterfly to add there. And just let it sit on that gauze a little bit and let that dry, and I will come back to it and make sure that it's good and adhered. I'm going to add my gauze on top of that doily and then some liquid glue to the back of it. Add it there. And then add my little die cut bits. I'm going to add some white splatters to the top here because that is so brown up there. It needs some contrast. Okay. And I don't think I need any white on that one. And then I'm going to come back in with this hickory smoke. Now this will not stay on top of your project. The regular Distress ink stain does not stay on top of your project. It soaks in. So whatever you are putting it on, it's not going to stay all nice and pooled on top like that other is doing there. It's going to soak in. So add just a little more than what you think you need, just because it is going to soak through your paper. Alright, then I'm going to get paper towel and clean up my speckles that I got everywhere. And then I'm going to look and see if there's anywhere else that I want to add some liquid pearls. I do know that I don't want any more avocado. I don't want any more green. I think I might add some Nuvo. This is Antique Rose. I don't want to add any more white. I think I might add just a little more gold and see how that looks. Let's see. I'm going to add some gold to this. Oh yeah, that's pretty. And some gold here. Some gold there. And there. And there. That is the gold pearl, liquid pearls. And then some of the Nuvo, I need to shake this up, Nuvo crystal drops. I'm going to add just a little here. That goes right along with that other rose gold that we did. And a little here just to get that doily down. A little bit there. And a little there to get that, all of this that's the original tag kind of covered up and get some texture and dimension going there. Oh, I like that. I'm going to not mix into that gold yet. Yeah, I like that. And where else did I put the rose? There it is. Oh yeah, adding it into that gauze. That's pretty. Pull that gauze over some here. There we go. Kind of spread it out. I like that. And then come over here to this rose gold. And then when I get these spread out, I'm going to wipe it off before I go back in and pick up that gold. This one might be a little harder because I've got, ooh, I like how that spatula just kind of smooshed it there. And the gauze is in it. So I think I'm going to do a big smoosh. Ooh, and leave that like that. That's pretty. I think I might do one more little smoosh of it there. And do a spatula splat. And leave it thick right there. Yep, I like that. Now let's wipe this off. And go into the gold. I think I'm just going to do a few little spatula splats. Ooh, that's pretty. There's some more here. And then here. Oh yeah, I like that. And then over here, oh, I like that. All right, and then I think I'm going to finish with some black speckles to get that contrast going, because that hickory smoke has really got a purple undertone to it. And then I want to ink the edges with my walnut stain. So let's go ahead and do that. So I inked the edges with that walnut stain, Distress Ink walnut stain, and I really love how that brought the whole tag together and made it even more vintage looking. I love the highlights of the liquid pearls that the liquid pearls gives to this project. I love that. I love being able to use liquid pearls and Nuvo drops in a different way than maybe what they were intended. I always like looking for new ways to use old products or the same products that's been around for a while. I decided, since that had some blue in it, and maybe there's a little blue here, that I wanted to give just a little bit of contrast in color. This is a Tattered Angels. They were around in the 2000s. I don't even know if they the company still exists. This is some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist and Dragonfly that I had in my stash, and I'm just going to see if I can get a few speckles where I want them. And this stem is not cooperating, and it just got on my bird eye again with the bird eye. Okay, so I'm really liking how it looks in the galls. And I'll fix my bird eye again in a minute. Alright, I'm going to put some right there. There we go. I had to get inky, but I got it done. And just a little bit of this color on this tag, and then I'm going to put mostly black on this one. No big drops, no big drops. Well, there it went anyway. Okay, that's all I want to add the dragonfly to that one. Get my Sharpie back and try to manipulate this bird eye again. Up a little bit, down a little bit. Alright, I'm going to blot this. Just blotting that ink that I put on there. And so see, it kind of looks like when metal ages, that patina, that's the word I'm looking for, patina color. I love how that looks. I love how that turned out. I'm still not satisfied with my bird eye, but I will get that fixed. And then some black. This is another Mr. Huey's. It's the inky black. Whoever had this company, if you are no longer in service, I wish you were. I love Mr. Huey's. I love this spray. And I hardly ever use it as the spray itself. I splatter pretty much every time I use this. Any of my spritzers I use as splatter, just like this. I do not spray. I like being able to get it about where I want it. And when you spray, you never know where it's going to go. Okay, so I like that. I like the 3 spots that I put it. I'm just going to let that dry. I'm going to wipe this off so I don't get it all over the back of this tag that I'm going to work on. and get some definition there in this corner and more in that bottom corner. Alright, so I think at this point I am done, and I've got a little darker edge going on this one, a little lighter edge going on this one. I didn't want them identical, so I'm good with that. And I'm going to let these dry completely. I'm going to go get my hands cleaned up, and then I will come back and show you some up-close pictures. Here are the finished tags. I went ahead and added some seam binding to the top of each one. This one I put a hole in with my crocodile, and I just threaded that seam binding through. This one I knotted the seam binding in the middle, and then let me move my board over here, it keeps clacking. I knotted my seam binding in the middle and put it where I want it, and then I used the Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher stapler and just stapled twice on there, and that's how I attached the top for that one. Now look how that shimmer from those liquid pearls, that I just love that shimmer. And I also love the patina color that Tattered Angels Mist put on there. Now I still have a little damp spots, just a little bit on that liquid pearls, so I'm just going to leave it to dry all the way. But I wanted to show you guys the finished product, what it looks like finished. There's the bird one, and then here's the butterfly one, and it's just got all of that shimmer gorgeousness in there with that book page and all of those layers that we added on. And if you are not a subscriber already, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I do all kinds of paper crafting, not just mixed media. I try to do an array of paper crafts, and I try to upload every 2 to 3 days here at my channel. So I would love for you to click that little bell so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. And it's all paper crafting all the time here on the Me Crafty Scrapper YouTube channel. Make sure to watch for the still shots at the end, up close and personal, get all the details. Y'all have a blessed day. God bless you. Bye.